Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Toya Taylor, and I'm back with another video. This is the review of Tyler Perry Sistas Season 6, Episode 4. The title of the episode is Face the Fire. Okay, y'all, before we start this review, I'm going to warn you guys that this is a very intense episode, okay? The episode was very intense. But I'm not going to hit every single angle in this video because if I did that, this video would be long, and I mean I might as well should have went live if I was gonna do all that. So I'm just gonna make it short, simple, and all. It's my opinion. So feel free to comment if you would like, and we're gonna hop back into this episode where we left off. All right, y'all. Pam done came to the law firm, and she done told Zach, Fatima, and Andy that Karen is dead. So everybody done lost it. Zach done flew out the door, and it looked like before he ran out the door, it looked like he was grabbing his phone he grabbed his phone out of his pocket, like getting ready to call Karen. And then he was like, you know what? I'm just about to go to the shop. So he flew out the door, and meanwhile, Fatima, she down there consoling Pam. But she's also looking at Zach like, really, dude? Now, at this point, emotions is all over the place. Pam, she's crying, her mascara down her face. Andy, she can't breathe. She numb and barely can walk. So Fatima like, look, I'll drive y'all to the salon. So they both get in the car with Fatima. Now, meanwhile, on the way to the salon, Andy, she is just out of it. Like, she's staring out of the window, talking about how she just can't believe that this is real. This don't feel real. And I'm thinking in my head, girl, you don't even know if it's real. Y'all done let Pam fill y'all ear up with all this inaccurate information. And just because the fireman said that she's in there dead, well, that's what Pam told them, which the fireman didn't say that. The fireman said that there is a dead body in there, but we're not for sure who it is yet. Like, we have not identified the body yet. Being that Karen's car was parked outside of the salon, that's why Pam thought she was putting two and two together, but really, her two and two together didn't equal 4 at all. All right. Her math wasn't mathing. So they all in an uproar, honestly, for no reason, but they don't know that yet. So Andy telling Fatima to hurry up, drive faster. Fatima was like, I'm driving as fast as I can, Andy. And here go Pam in the back seat. Not as fast as Zach. Girl, right now it's not the time to be being messy. Now, Fatima, she told Pam, she was like, I can see that. So I'm guessing that Zach was right in front of them, flying, probably hitting 100 or better on his way to the salon. Y'all, it's getting messy. Now, now we get over there to Sabrina and Bro Man, y'all. And they done made it back from lunch. So, oh yeah, wait. Before we get to Sabrina and Bro Man, I forgot to mention that Andy told Fatima to call Danny. I don't understand why she didn't say call Danny and Sabrina. But for some reason, I guess she was like, Danny gonna call Sabrina anyway. So she got on the phone with Danny, told Danny to get to the salon. Danny like, where's Andy? Because, Fatima calling her, telling her to get to Karen's salon. So to Danny, it all sound weird and confusing. Like, she like, what did you do this time, Fatima? Fatima said nothing, just get to the salon. So now they're yelling at Danny because Danny got all the questions in the world instead of just clocking out of work, grabbing your purse, and let's get to the salon. We'll talk about it later, And so after that, they hang up with Danny. And Danny, she's calling Sabrina so that she can tell Sabrina to get to the salon, but Sabrina ain't got her phone because her dingy ass left it at home while she went for lunch with Bro Man. Yeah, she left her phone in her purse. So when she get back to the house, Bro Man, they both talking about just how wonderful evening it was. Bro Man started complimenting her and everything, and then so in the midst of all that, Sabrina, she wants to talk about the court issues. Bro Man said, let's not ruin the mood with all that. Like, come on, now, we just had a good day, good lunch. That's what was the whole purpose of the having a good day and a good lunch, to relieve your stress. Let's not pick it back up no soon as you walk in the house. So, in the midst of them talking, here's a knock at the door. And y'all, it's Maurice. So, Maurice, he walks in and he looked at Bro Man and he said, "Is this my African prince?" Then he started creeping up to Bro Man, talking about how, "I just want to thank you for what you did for me." So Bro Man told him, "I didn't do that for you. I did that for Sabrina." So Maurice, he was like, "Well, I want to thank you for what you did for us. You don't have to get short with me. I just wanted to show my appreciation." So Bro Man, he felt a little hit. He felt offended by Maurice saying, "You don't have to get short with me." He thought Maurice was trying to talk about his height. Like, bro, come on now. Short man syndrome, I guess. So Maurice was like, "I see where this is going. You know what? Let me make this clear. I don't want Sabrina, and I don't see how anybody could. Actually, I prefer penis." So when Maurice said that, Bro Man didn't know how to take it. He said, "You are disgusting." And he walked out the door. He told Sabrina, "Look, I'm going to call you." Because he was trying to get Sabrina to put Maurice out. But Sabrina wasn't having it because he was like, "No, that's my friend. And what did he do to you personally to make you want him to leave?" Like, nothing at all. But, maybe Bro Man could have felt uncomfortable with Maurice coming in talking about, "Is this my African prince?" And a lot of people would say that makes him homophobic. But sometimes, in situations like that with heterosexual guys, they really don't know how to react to their same sex trying to come on to them. Some of them aren't homophobic. They just don't know how to react to it. And, it could be irritating, being that they don't really, it makes them feel uncomfortable. I'd rather use that word versus irritating. But it could be uncomfortable for them because they don't know how to react to it. Don't mean that they hate gay people. They just really don't want a gay person trying to hit on them because they don't know how to react to it. It could be that. Or it could be the fact that Bro Man is just plain out homophobic. I don't disagree with that either. Like, I'm not against that theory. Because Bro Man has already told Sabrina that in his country, over in Ibeknu, they look at gay people as bad people. He had already said that last season. Whenever Sabrina asked him for the money to help bond Maurice out of jail. Yeah, so clearly Bro Man already wasn't seeing it for Maurice. And then Maurice just topped it all off with doing a little too much. Now, moving right along from that. Okay, so now Sabrina finally looked at her phone and she realized that she have hella missed calls. So y'all already know what that mean. Yeah. Most of the time. Now, so Sabrina, she already worried. She heard him call Danny back and she like, "Danny, what's going on?" Danny said, "Get to the salon now." She said, "What's going on? I don't like this. This is scaring me." Danny said, "Look, I'm scared too. Just get to the salon." She said, "Okay." She hung up the phone and Maurice was like, "I ride with you, girl." So Maurice rode with Sabrina to the salon. Fatima, Andy and Pam rode with Fatima. And Fatima drove. And the reason why I'm making this clear is because we're going to talk about why did Fatima have to catch a ride share away from the salon. But we're going to get to that part. Now, by the time they get out there, first Gary make it out there. He rushing to go console Avery because he sure ain't consoling Andy. And so, Aaron's like, man, these clowns don't know shit. You know, he mad. And Gary was like, man, I'm sorry to hear that. But what happened? So, next thing you know, here come Andy. She running up. No, here come Zach, baby. He jumping hurdles just to get to the salon, okay? He like, what's going on? What's going on? And so, that's when here come Andy. She running up. What is happening? What is happening? So everybody kind of showed up at one time. Now, Gary, he tell Andy it's a body inside, but we don't know who it is yet. The medical examiners have not identified the body yet. So Andy, she just bust out crying. Fatima holding her. Zach, he was like, man, I gotta make sure if there's her in there. So Zach, he get the calling her name, Karen. Whole time he calling Karen. Fatima looking at him like, you gonna take it this far? So yeah, baby, he done already took it there. He done already took it too far. Now, might as well go ahead and finish it out. So yeah, he talking about Karen. So that's when he started trying to run in the building, y'all, in the burnt down building that probably can collapse on his head at any time. He's trying to run in there. He gonna kill himself trying to see if Karen is alive. And y'all, I'm gonna do a separate video for this. I gotta do a separate video for this because I spoke on this in one of my early on previously videos about how Zach has always been or I would say he has always shown the viewers, the way I see it anyway, that he has been way more overprotective of Karen than he was with Fatima. Not saying that he loved Karen more than Fatima or none of that. I'm just saying that y'all seen how Zach got stabbed up and, you know, could have got shot up. No, was it Karen with the gun? Karen the one that shot the boy. But the boy had a knife about to stab Karen. Y'all seen how Zach be taking some bullets for Karen, bruh. Like, he was literally about to run inside the building trying to make sure that that's her, that that's not her. So y'all, Gary and Aaron is trying to stop him. And he like, get off me, don't touch me, bro. So he go, Aaron talking about some, oh, you care now, huh? Now you care? So Zach was like, man, don't start with me. This family, what you even out here for? This family, something you won't know nothing about. Y'all, when he said that, Fatima felt hit. Y'all, that hit Fatima real hard. That's probably when she started ordering up that ride share right then. Cause at that time, she was too numb to even drive back. The same way Andy was too numb to drive herself to the salon. Seriously. Now, next thing you know, here comes Sabrina and Danny. They show up. And then Preston and Calvin, they show up. And everybody running to their spouse's rescue trying to see if they're okay. And here go Gary, y'all. This threw me a loop. Because while Preston was consoling Danny, asking Danny if she want to go sit down, talking about some, come and sit down. Look, ain't nobody got time to take no orders right now. Let me do what I got to do. Let me get it out. So I feel where Gary was coming from. Like, let her handle it how she handled it. You know, give her a minute. But at the same time, Gary, who are you to be talking? You need to go worry about Andy over there. If Fatima got her arms wrapped around her, that's what you need to be worried about. You know, why you ain't consoling her? Oh, yeah, because you too busy consoling Aaron. That's why. Now, moving right along. Okay, so Aaron, he didn't waste no time throwing Pam under the bus, letting everybody know that she the one left the curtains on. She the one set the fire off. So Pam, she like, I swear I didn't mean to. I swear I turned them off. I know I turned them off. And so Danny, she getting on her ass talking about, Pam, you only got one job. All you gotta do is unplug stuff. Like, and it was someone under my comments on my last video that brought it to my attention that that's really all she had to do in the first place, was to unplug everything. Instead of making sure you turn everything off, just make sure you unplug everything, and you can't go wrong there. So that made a whole lot of sense. Now, now they asking who gonna call Miss Lisa, y'all. They ready to worry Miss Lisa halfway to her grave about something they don't even know for sure if it's true or not. And so that's why I was on Ava's side whenever he said, we don't even know if this is if it's her in there. That's why that's the wrong move. Whenever Zach was asking him, why shouldn't I call Miss Lisa? She deserved to know. Well, hell, nobody even know anything yet. So no, don't call her right now. But y'all, Zach wasn't trying to hear nothing that come out of Ava's mouth. He gets so triggered when Ava say anything, even when the presence of Ava triggers Zach. And so y'all can't tell me that Zach is truly over Karen. Clearly, his feeling shows otherwise. Now, while they in the midst of all that, here come the medical examiner. He come back out to let them know that the victim has been pronounced deceased. So now everybody just losing it. Because, they thinking that it's Karen in there. I don't know why anybody asks, is the victim a female or a male? No one asked it. They just bust out crying and just start reminiscing about an orange soda back from college, y'all. It was just ridiculous. And in the midst of all this hooping and hollering, here come Karen walking up out the blue. And she like, what is going on? And so here go Andy talking about some, what's happening? Y'all ended and asked what's happening 50 times in this episode. And so here go Karen said, you see what happened? Next thing you know, while she's saying you see what happened, Zach must have grabbed Karen so hard, he could have bent her little back out of place. For real, y'all. He was so excited to see Karen. He forgot Fatima was even right there. He grabbed her so hard, like it hugged her so hard and so tight, like it was his last hug that he would ever get from Karen. And then not only did he hug her, he got the staring and gazing all in her eyes and rubbing her all in her hair, and she got the holding them on his face. I thought they was finna go in for a kiss. I really did. And for a minute there, I thought that they was about to really go in for a kiss. That's just how intense it was. Y'all, Fatima had to shake the spot. She couldn't see no more. And then he hugged her like 3 times before Andy and the rest of the girls pulled him up off of her. Because they wanted to get their hug in. You ain't the only one out here that's feeling the relief. Let us go. It's our turn now. Y'all, Zach didn't want to let go. He didn't want to let go. And, but by the time he did let go, after we found out that Karen was not the one in the fire, of course, it was some guy named Lewis that owned a shop like next door. And he saved Karen out of the fire because luckily at the time he was behind the building feeding the homeless people. So I don't know. It's confusing to me because it was a homeless male that was found dead in the shop, right? And the guy Lewis, he usually feed the homeless people behind the shop. And so I'm just trying to figure out if he was able to save Karen out of the fire, that means that he was, I don't know, maybe he was over there back at his shop and he just seen it happen from across the street. Maybe he wasn't feeding the homeless at this time because the homeless is what set the fire off. And then the medical examiner said that the fire it started at the back door and then it raised up to the ceiling. But whenever Karen went in there trying to put the fire out, the fire was in the middle of the salon. So I'm just trying to make it all add up, y'all, because it just don't be adding up to me. Now, whenever they leave, because after everything was clear. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention. Zach had the nerve to tell Karen that he is going to help her get her shop rebuild from the ground up. With no consent of his fiance. And he wonder why she ain't wearing her ring right now. Yeah. Because look at the way you moving. So now, y'all, he talking about he gonna help get Karen's shop rebuild. She ain't gotta worry about nothing. And clearly, it is more than grateful that Zach is willing to do all of this, because Karen didn't have enough sense to get fire insurance. And I said that. I said, I just know this girl got some insurance on her shop. I just know she do. And the whole time, she don't. So, after they finished gathering around, y'all, and just the celebration of Karen being alive. After that, they all leave, but a few of them needed a ride, and some in some way I just don't even understand, because Fatima, she had been shook the spot. Pam told Zach that she left whenever Karen showed up. Must have been after he hugged her 3 times real hard. Yeah. So after that, she left. But she left in a ride share. Why was it written that way? That confused me, because Fatima drove there and Andy and Pam rode with her. Now, I can understand why Pam need to ride back to her car, because she left her car at the law firm. And she rode with Fatima and Andy to the salon. So I can understand why Pam need a ride, but why do you need a ride, Fatima? When you drove there, unless you just too numb to the point where, look, I just leave my car at my man's ex-girlfriend's salon that just burnt down, and he halfway still in love with her. But I'm going to leave my car in her parking lot, though. That don't seem right to me. Now, another thing I wanted to mention, Maurice, didn't you ride there with Sabrina? So why you need a ride? I don't know. That was weird to me. Like, Sabrina just gonna leave you out there like that after you rode with her to console her? Now he need a ride? I mean, I don't get it. So I'm thinking this is what happened. I'm thinking that Danny and Sabrina, they drove their own cars. And they met up with Andy and Karen at Andy's place. Because remember, Karen's car was already in the parking lot. So I'm pretty sure Karen drove her own car and Andy rode with her. And they all met up at Andy's place. So I'm guessing that now Fatima's car is left in the parking lot, because she the only one that caught a ride share. Anyways, moving right along. Okay, now Avery, he calls Pam to apologize to her for throwing her all the way up under the bus. Because come to find out, the curlers wasn't the reason why the fire was set off. Which I suspected that, because I said that seemed pretty kind of... It seemed kind of impossible, you know, like not impossible, but it just seemed like a stretch, a bit of a stretch, you know, like now. And then if the curling irons would have got left on and the fire happened that same exact night, that mean that the curlers was only left on for what, probably no more than 5 hours after Pam had closed, around the time whenever she finally sent Karen the video. So I don't think that a fire could have set off with some curling irons that stayed on for, you know, a little over the time limit that it was supposed to be on. It wasn't over 24 hours at all. It wasn't even close to 24 hours, because the fire set off this very same night that Pam had just closed the salon not too long ago. So yeah, it wasn't surprising to me that Pam wasn't the one that set the fire off. I just wish that, being that Tyler Perry didn't make it where Jennifer was the one that set the fire off, because remember, I was even suspecting that it could be Jennifer. You know, she done spun the block real quick. So she can come and get some revenge on John. Okay? Yeah. That's what I thought was going on, but it wasn't. That's not what it was at all. But I feel like that if it would have been something like that, at least, then it would have been way more interesting than just a homeless guy that we don't even know, who's not even a part of the show, you know, and we all on the edge of our seat for these, basically. But y'all, moving right along from that, now we see Fatima. She meets up with Angela at the bar because she needs to talk to her and get her opinion about things. You know, she let her know what had just went on. And Angela told her, look, let's just play devil's advocate right quick. Like, when you found out that Ian was sick, which is her ex-boyfriend, when Fatima found out that Ian was sick and was about to die and all this, you know, she was sad. You know, she was in her feelings, but she was like, Fatima was like, well, it's not like that. I'm not in love with Ian. Basically her point. Right. Zach ain't gotta be in love with Karen just to feel the emotions from, you know, just to feel the emotions from it, from thinking that she's dead. You know, that's deep. That's deep. The same way, Fatima, you was allowed to feel the emotions when you thought Ian was dying. Why isn't Zach allowed to feel his emotions when he thought that Karen was dead? Like, I don't like how she tried to put Zach on the leash all the time, but she's able to run free. I don't like that at all. And so, Angela, she feel the same way I do. Like, I don't feel like Fatima's being petty about it, because she did ask, you know, that question. I don't feel like she's being petty, but I do feel like she could have handled it differently. She didn't have to let her emotions get the best of her. She could have consoled Zach at that moment, although, I don't know too many women that would actually want to console their man while he's crying about his ex. I know I wouldn't. But at the same time, I don't want to just sit there and watch him cry either. And I feel like leaving the scene could cause what it's causing, tension, heavy tension, whenever we could really just talk about it. We could really just talk about it right now, right here and right now. Here, we done already found out that the girl alive. So why not? Let's just talk about it. So, Fatima's out processing her feelings, something that Zach is never allowed to do as well, it seems like. So, because it seems like she make him deal with his stuff right then and there. Let's talk about it right now. You're going to tell me right now this and that. Yeah. But with her, she's allowed to go and process her feelings. Like Angela said, I'm glad you processing your feelings right now. But anyways, Angela, I guess she good for something on this episode, but I still don't really care for that girl. She don't sit right with me too much. But moving right along, back at Andy's place, and Karen and the girls, they all sitting around, and they're basically just relaxing, because today has been a very, very tense day. So Danny, she passing around the pen. Sabrina, she hit it first. Then she passed it to Andy. And so they realized, we smoking around the baby. Let's get the smoke from around the baby. And I was like, dang, I forgot all about the baby in the midst of all of this. I ain't gonna lie to you. No one has mentioned this child. This child in the making. No one has mentioned this baby at all in the midst of none of these. Not even Zach. But I've been seeing a lot of comments stating that Zach is only worried about the baby. He's not really worried about Karen. The lies. Because if that was the case, why we ain't hear him mention the baby not one time? Whenever she said she went to the hospital, no one said, is the baby okay? Have you checked on the baby? What did the doctor say about the baby? Like, Zach ain't say none of that. I ain't saying he ain't worried about his child, But I am saying that I haven't heard him ask about the baby. Hell, I forgot all about the baby. And it ain't like Karen walking around with a baby bump. So I definitely forgot all about the baby up until Sabrina and Andy had said it when they were smoking. So now y'all, Danny trying to make everybody remember how Zach was acting out there. Talking about how quick he ran to Karen. Yeah, he did. So they started saying, shh, Danny, she's over him. She's over him and we don't want her to go back. So just don't talk about that. Like, clearly, Karen ain't going back to Zach. But it ain't like she senile either. Like, come on now. She clearly seen how Zach felt about her. Regardless of what y'all saying over there. Like, nothing that Danny say can make her want to go back to Zach. You know, especially if Zach actions ain't already did that yet. Okay. So now y'all, they start talking about the baby. Karen said that her doctor came to visit her while she was at the hospital. And told her who the baby daddy is. So, she said she's not going to tell the girls right now because she want, out of respect, she want to let him know first. Which make me believe that the baby might be for Aaron. Because she had already let Zach know. She had already let Zach and Fatima know that she was pregnant for Zach. So, it could only be one more person lingering around that the baby could possibly be for. That you haven't told. Which is Aaron. So, I don't know, y'all. All I know is it got to the point where I don't care who the pappy. Honestly, I don't. I really don't. Y'all, whether it's Zach, whether it's Aaron, hell, it can even be Rico, baby. I don't care at this point. But y'all, I'm just ready for the DNA. That's it. I'm just ready to find out. At this point, I'm tired of lingering it on. But thank y'all for watching. And y'all can feel free to hop down in the comments and let me know what y'all think about this week's episode. Because it was very much intense. Very. Oh, and we going to talk about next week too. Because I got to come back with the trailer. Because y'all, it's a lot going on. Until then, thank y'all for watching. This is your girl, Toya Taylor. If you have not subscribed to my channel yet, please go ahead and do so. And also hit that notification bell button so you know when I come through with more videos. Until next time, I hope y'all have a great day. Peace.